jump on late. All right, sweet. Let's do this. So, welcome to the second webinar. Thanks for jumping on, boys. Obviously, like I said, if you're here, you're obviously following the program pretty well. You might not be perfect, but if you're on this webinar, you're obviously trying to get the most out of it, which is really good. And it's a free program, and we're giving you a lot of value here, so you might as well get the most out of it. Yeah. This webinar, we're just going to go through some extra nutrition and food tips just to make sure you're on track. Going to go through some key mindset stuff because once you've got the nutrition and exercise down pat, which is all pretty simple, it really comes down to what's between the ears. Yeah. And whether you decide to follow the nutrition and actually do some exercise each day, comes down to that decision you make, and it starts with your head. Yeah, so we go through some mindset stuff just to help you out. Obviously, you have Q&A, continuous Q&A. If you've got any questions, let me know throughout the thing. Otherwise, I'll answer them all at the end. And then we've got the exercise component for this week, which I'll tell you about later. But first, food. Now, a lot of guys still get to this point and go, what the hell should I be eating? What we want to remember is consistency comes first. Consistency of being in a calorie deficit comes first. That becomes the first before food quality, all right? And this is for results. This isn't for long-term health. For long-term health, food quality is obviously much more important, but we're trying to teach you how to lose fat, how to build muscle, and how to get those awesome results you're looking for, yeah? So consistency in a calorie deficit and hitting your macros is number one, okay? So just make sure that you're in a calorie deficit no matter what you eat. Once you're in a calorie deficit, that's when you start working on the food quality, okay? And the food quality you're having is the best types of food. We've got the extended shopping list, and we'll send that out to you in the actual program, in that membership site that you get linked to. And that's just a list of the 6 best food groups. Yeah, so they are obviously fruits, vegetables, starchy vegetables, grains, dairy, healthy fats, and proteins. Yeah, proteins are all types of meats, lean meats, full fat meats, that kind of thing. Yeah, but you want the best quality, okay? And if you're having at least a couple of options from each of those 6 food groups per day, you're going to be getting adequate nutrients that your body needs. Yeah, if you're getting those types of foods in and hitting your macros and in a calorie deficit, your results will be unbelievable. Okay, but you also need to ask, what works for you? What do you enjoy? That's what you should be eating. Okay, whatever you enjoy, whatever gives you enough variety. Some people don't like that much variety. Some people like having the exact same foods each day. Yeah, whatever works for you and that you're going to be able to stick to each week, that's going to put you in a calorie deficit, that's going to help you hit your macros properly, to keep the carbs slightly down, to keep the protein up, is going to be the best option. That's why it's individualistic, all right? And that's why most of the time we don't do these generic programs, we do individualized coaching, okay? But remember, as long as you're just having your 4 main meals per day, each meal is, lower in carbohydrates, higher in healthy fats, higher in protein, you're sticking to that consistency each day, you will get results, okay? But as you've probably found, 15% carb intake is quite low, and you cannot stick to 15% carb forever, yeah? We never put our guys on 15% carb for more than 2 to 4 weeks, yeah? But we find it's a really good introduction to teach you to just cut the fucking crap out of your diet, yeah? Because you're forced to have 15% carb. The only carbs you can really have are fruit and veggies, yeah? And maybe brown rice, whole grain stuff, yeah? But as you found, 15% is quite low. So to get enough food in, you're forced to increase your protein, you're forced to increase your healthy fats, which is why we do this, okay? But in the future, you want to learn how to stay in a calorie deficit while having a more even amount of carbs, fats, and proteins, okay? So what I want to really mention to you guys is that, yeah, this program is good for getting results and teaching you how to start this off on the right note in the short term, but in the long term, we don't want you sticking to 15% carb forever, okay? We want you to increase that over the next couple of weeks so that you can stay in a calorie deficit, still get results, but start having more carbs and more flexibility in your nutrition, okay? A big tip for a lot of guys is using Sundays to your advantage and having Sundays as kind of a food prep day. And that doesn't mean you have to do a 3-hour cook up, which a lot of guys assume it does. You don't have to cook 40 meals for the week, okay? Your breakfast is always pretty standard. Your dinner's always pretty standard. So realistically, if you just cooked enough for 1 or 2 meals a day, that's 5 to 10 meals max, yeah? If you just put, if you wanted 100 grams of chicken in each meal, that's obviously 500 grams or 1,000 grams, a kilo of chicken for the week. You just chop that up, chuck it on the fry pan, cook that. That'll take you half an hour to 40 minutes. Yeah, chuck some roast veggies in there, some sweet potato, steamed veggies, that kind of thing. That'll take you 30 to 40 minutes as well. Yeah, so realistically, you're spending maximum an hour in terms of food prep and cooking on a Sunday to get some main meals throughout the week, and that way you're nice and organized. You're going to stick to those food options. You're going to stick to those main meals, stay full all week, and get the results. Yeah, so just a little tip for most guys is to just spend that extra hour on a Sunday to get the most out of your week. Yeah. No, I think that's just you, Mark. No one else has mentioned anything. Everyone, audio okay for everyone? Can everyone hear me all right? Yeah, yep. All clear. Yep. It has been recorded, Mark, so if you're missing some stuff, you can go back and watch it. Um, yeah, so some tips for you guys to make sure your food is right is obviously Food Prep Sundays is going to get you organized for the week and keep you on track, because when you're out at work and a lot of guys are out on site or something and you've got no options, you have to go to the bakery or something, then that's where you're going to break down and fail because your only options are junk food. Yeah. Another option is the night before. A lot of guys like to do this. Again, you don't have to do these options. We're just working out, giving you some options for what works for you. But pre-entering foods the day before. Okay, so the night before, work out what you're going to have at each meal the next day. Put it all in MyFitnessPal for the next day and see what your macros are, see what your total calories are, see what your carbs are. Yeah, and that way you can get an accurate look at, okay, if I eat this tomorrow, I'm going to be on track, but I'm probably having too many carbs. So you can go through and take out some carbs when necessary. You can go, I'm probably going to be a little bit low on protein. I need to increase some protein somewhere. Okay, just another tip to get you organized. And again, you don't have to do this forever. Just do this in this 2-week period while you're trying to learn, while you're trying to understand foods, while you're trying to find what works for you. Okay, but for now, I mean, I want to ask you right now, what are you struggling with nutrition? What do you need to know? What do you need help with? What do you still need to learn? What do you think you need to work on? I mean, right now. Yeah, one other guy said the audio is dropping out as well. Everyone else is okay. Just increasing protein. I mean, yeah, increasing protein at every meal is hard. I'll agree, and a lot of guys struggle with breakfast because your lunch meals, just as long as you have some sort of staple, and just make sure you get some chicken, get some beef, get some fish, get some tuna. Just get a handful of that in your meal, then you're pretty sweet. Dinner, most people have enough protein. There's a couple more guys saying breakfast struggle. Yeah, breakfast ideas, getting sick of eggs. Yeah, that's the biggest one. And honestly, with high protein and low carb, bacon and eggs, avocado, that kind of thing is kind of your staple diet for the moment. And this is a bit of a catch-22 because on one hand, yeah, you might get sick of eggs because you've been having them, but the other hand, what have you had for breakfast, the rest of your life? A lot of guys have the exact same breakfast for 10 years. They had oats every morning, they had cereal every morning, or they had fruit every morning and a coffee. Yeah, but you don't get sick of that, but then suddenly you go on eggs every day and you say you get sick of eggs. It's just a bit of a mindset thing going, you don't have to be sick of it just because you started something new. Yeah, you had the same thing for a while. But the catch-22 is I can understand how you are sick of it, so you do want other options. If you're getting sick of eggs, convenience-wise, a protein shake, make up your own protein shake, have some protein, some milk, banana in there, something delicious is going to keep you full, something that you actually like the taste of. Again, just to change it up. So maybe one day you have eggs and bacon, the other day you have a protein shake, and just change it up like that so you don't get too sick of it. Yeah. Breakfast ideas are, I'll be honest, are hard for high protein, low carb. Once you get a bit more even, then you can have a pretty good spread of having some oats, having some kind of healthy cereal or whatever, and then just having a protein shake on the side or just a protein drink on the side, that kind of thing. Yeah. Although I'll be honest, there's, if you're going high protein, there's not a crazy amount of options. Yeah. Which is why that catch-22 is there for mindset. Not too many more nutrition questions, which is good. So let's get into the mindset stuff. Basically, like I was saying before, hard work and consistency trumps everything. Okay, forget any nutrition stuff we're saying. Okay, forget or specific exercises, all that crap. If you just fucking work hard and you do it consistently, that is the number one thing that'll get you results. Okay. On top of that, if you've got the right things to do, it's going to make it easier. It's going to be more effective. So for a lot of guys, their problem is, how do I stay motivated? I just struggle, to stay motivated to exercise. I struggle to stay motivated to eat. Again, another catch-22. The first part of this is, what are you motivated for? Think about how do I stay motivated. Think about that question. You got to ask yourself, why am I doing this? What's the purpose of this? What am I motivated for? Is it so that I can wake up and look in the mirror and look pretty shredded? I can look pretty firm. I can take my top off and be real confident at the beach. Is it so my wife can look at me like I'm super attractive again, like we were when we met? Is it so I have the confidence to go out in the summer and really enjoy myself, so I can play with my kids, for longer than 5 minutes? So I can wake up each day full of energy? Is it so I can wake up each day feeling fucking awesome? Feeling shredded, feeling strong, feeling fit, getting that full feeling again? Yeah, and when you start to focus on why you want to do this and whatever's important to you, some of those things might have been important to you, it starts to sound pretty good. You start to go, fuck yeah, I want to go train right now. Yeah. So the catch-22 is, actually, if you want to be motivated, you ask yourself, what am I doing this for? What's the bigger picture? Yeah. And there's usually when you start thinking about that bigger picture and why you're really doing this, you immediately get motivated. Which brings us to our next point, which is that motivation is just a state anyway. It's the same as happiness or sadness or any other emotion. Yeah, it's just a fleeting state, so it's never long lasting. Okay, so you're never going to be motivated 24/7. No one is. I exercise more than anyone I know, but I'm the same as you guys. I sometimes really don't want to exercise. It's just that when it comes to exercise, I put myself in this state, and that's just a habit. Yeah, but it's the same as if you watch a really sad movie, you feel really sad at the end. Yeah, and it's quite hard to feel happy straight away. Yeah, because you're just in that sad state. If you watch a really happy and uplifting movie, you come out of there smiling. If you do something you really love, you come out of there smiling, and you're just in a happy state. Yeah, so it's the same with motivation. You just put yourself in a motivated state, and you do that by thinking about the long-term goal, thinking about what's important to you, think about what gets you motivated. Yeah, so the key to staying motivated doesn't lie in some special secret. It's literally as simple as just going, well, what's going to motivate you? And if you ask yourself that, you'll get yourself pumped up. All right. And on that note, focus on what you want. Yeah, focus on exactly what you want, what you're trying to achieve, what's going to make you super happy, why you're going to bother with all this compared to what you don't want. All right. And we've talked about results versus reasons. We talked about you can either have the results you want, you can have excuses and reasons why you don't have it. Yeah, it's one or the other. The reasons might be valid, but they're still reasons. Yeah, you only have one or the other. You can't have both. Okay. So we want to make sure you accept that. We want to make sure that you accept that it's up to you, that you either have results or you have excuses. But what a lot of guys fall into the trap of is they start using their excuses and then just go, oh, fuck it. I know it's my fault. I don't care. Yeah, which is not what we want. We don't want you to fall into a guilt tripping and a blaming yourself mode. Yeah, we don't want you, because a lot of people end up just saying, I know it's my fault. Rather than they accept the reasons and they say, I know it's my fault, damn it, but I can't do anything about it. Yeah, so you don't want to fall into that trap. So you want to accept results instead of reasons, but you also want to make sure that you're being a bit easy on yourself and you're not being too hard on yourself and just guilt tripping yourself whenever you fail at something. Because like we said, hard work and consistency trumps everything. So if you stuff something up, don't get down on yourself. Just accept that it happened. Accept that you didn't do what was right to get results, and then get results the next time. Okay, that's a really important thing to keep in mind. Okay. The other thing you have to think about is we don't want to talk about this too much because it's a bit of the extra mental stuff, and it's more for the individual coaching than this. But you just got to be aware of it so that you can keep going with this and stay consistent. Is that everything we do in life, everything we do it if we see more benefits than drawbacks to it. Okay, if we see more positives than negatives, we'll do it. Yeah, so a lot of people, we all don't, ideally we wouldn't work if we didn't have to. We all enjoy our jobs maybe, but we wouldn't work if we didn't have to. But there are more positives to working than not working. Yeah, there's more positives because it allows us to live. Yeah, it allows us to pay for things, allows us to live our life. Yeah, if we weren't getting paid enough, if work was that crap that there was more drawbacks than benefits, if there was more negatives than positives, we'd probably leave and we'd probably go do something else, which a lot of people do. Yeah, and this is the same with everything. Yeah, when it comes to exercise, if in your head you perceive that there's more negatives than positives, you perceive it's going to be too hard, it's going to be too stressful, you're going to be in too much pain, and you can't see the benefits of it, you're not going to be very motivated to do the exercise, are you? It's the same with eating healthy. If you feel like it's going to be boring, it's going to taste like shit, you're going to be missing out on stuff, you're looking at all the negatives and not the positives. Yeah, so again, you can't just focus on the positive in life and everything will be sunshine and rainbows. That's not how it works. But you want to focus on the right things. We don't do something if we see more drawbacks. Yeah? And then we ask ourselves, what's wrong with me? Why won't I do it? Well, that's as simple as it is. Yeah, you're human. All humans won't do anything if there's more negatives than positives. Yeah, so you need to ask yourself the right questions. Okay? You need to ask yourself, what's the positives of me doing this? I'm really struggling to get me motivated to exercise right now. What's the benefit of me doing this? Why is doing this better than not doing it? Yeah. If you ask yourself that question every single time you're about to exercise, every time you're about to eat something, what's the benefit of me eating healthy versus not? I know it sounds silly and it sounds a bit weird, but if you do this and you seriously do this every time, you start to get in the habit of making better choices, making better decisions, and that's how you get consistency. Okay. Anyway, we won't go into this too much. It's a bit of the extra mental stuff. It's something to think about if you're struggling. Okay, because this is what really matters. Like I said, every decision, everything we do starts between the ears, starts in your head. Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that, but everything you do, you can't go and get a drink of water unless you decide to physically get up and get a drink of water. Yeah, so we need to make sure we get that mindset right so we can start consistently. Yeah, and obviously if you're doing our individual programs, we take you through this stuff in week 7, week 10, week 15 to make sure you get all this extra info and make sure that you're sticking to it, because a lot of guys can stick to it for the first 2 to 4 to 6 weeks, then it starts to get hard, and this is where we need to do this kind of stuff to make sure we can keep you on track. And this stuff is crazy, yeah, because once we get into it, it really helps. All right, but that's for the main programs. Essentially, that's a bit of the mindset stuff. Before we go into the exercise, I just want to know, does anyone have any questions on any topic, nutrition, mindset, you're struggling with anything, even if you feel like they're stupid, if you want to confirm or bust any myths, like not having carbs at night, by the way, which is a myth, or if it's really specific to you, you can email me, or if you want others to benefit from it, ask it right now. A lot of guys emailing me questions, which is awesome. It's good for everyone to hear everyone else's questions. I know a lot of guys don't like asking questions on here, but anyone got any questions? When do we get the exercise? Yeah, I'll talk about that next. How long do you stick to these calories for? That's a good question. Essentially, you stick to them until your body plateaus. Depends how much weight you have to lose. Yeah, so you just, as long as you keep wanting to lose weight, you stay in this deficit. Yeah, and if your body plateaus, then you obviously need to reestablish a deficit and go a bit lower. Yeah, and you just keep doing that until you get to your goal weight. If you've got a lot of weight to lose, it's a bit of a different process because you can't just keep dropping calories. All right. Do we eat this much protein forever? You don't have to. At the moment, you'd be set on about 35%, which for most people is about 2 to 2.2 grams per kilo. You don't have to be that much all the time. We tell our guys anywhere from 1.5 to 2.2 is a good range. You can safely have, and evidence has shown safely have up to 2.5 grams of protein per kilo, and anything else above that it's not really unsafe. It's just generally wasted. Yeah. But the higher the protein, the more full you are, the less junky carbs you have. Right? Not too many more questions. Everyone all good? Right, sweet. We'll finish this off then. So, exercise component. This week, we're giving away the exercise component. We're only giving it away to the guys that are on the webinar or the guys that asked to watch the replay. Okay? We didn't do it straight away because it's just not relevant. We wanted you to focus on nutrition, and we didn't even want to introduce the exercise component. But we do give it to you as a bonus and as a reward for being on here and sticking past the first week. Okay? As a reward for doing that, because like I said, over 200 guys started this. Less than a quarter of you are on this webinar right now. Yeah, and so that shows how many guys stick to it. And I bet a lot of people aren't even following it properly. So for a bonus and a reward for sticking past the first week, we're going to give you access to week 1 of the Man of Steel workouts. Okay, Man of Steel program is our full-on high-end coaching program where we take you one-on-one, the paid-for program. So we're going to give you week 1 of that just so you get a taste of what the exercise is like and you can have a crack at that yourself. Yeah, that's obviously a bit of a bonus, like we said at the start, because we're relaunching our Man of Steel program. So we're getting a new group of guys in ready to start that who want awesome results. So as a part of that launch, as part of that process, as a reward for you doing this, we're going to give you a taste of that so you can see what it's like. And if you want to do the program, this gives you a taste of what we're all about. Yeah. So basically, because we are launching this Man of Steel program, which starts Monday, we're giving you those workouts for free. And if you want to take it, you get a one-on-one free session with me where I'll take you through the exercises and apply it to you specifically, like we do in our Man of Steel program, so you can do the parts that are necessary to you. We can chop and change things that you want to do, and we can have a conversation about your goals and just put you on the right path so that you're pretty confident going ahead, and obviously get any more info about the actual program. Okay. So if you want to book in a session and talk to me, this link is actually broken. So just email me and say, yep, Jordan, I want the workouts. If you do want the workouts, you have to book in this session. So I want the workouts. Can you send them to me and can we book in a session and have a chat? And that's as simple as it is. The chat will go from anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. We'll go through your goals, what you're trying to achieve, apply the sessions to you so you've got a pretty good plan going forward. All right? It's that simple. It's pretty exciting. A lot of boys love this. The workouts are fucking awesome, and we don't call it the Man of Steel program for no reason. All right, it actually makes Men of Steel. Yeah, and it's not crazy hard. I mean, it is hard, but it's not like it's going to kill you. We apply it to you, so it's going to work for you. Okay, and that's as simple as it is for this second webinar of the free program. Essentially, we want to make sure that you're all good with everything. Go through some extra nutrition and mindset tips, and then for the guys that are on here, give you a bonus and give you this exercise component. So other than that, anyone have any questions? Anyone want to tell me right now that they want to book in a session? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just email me. So email me, let me know you want to book in a session, and we'll have a chat from there, and I'll send you the exercise component. All good. Thanks for this. No worries. Loving the first week. Keen to do this. Awesome. No worries, guys. Thanks for the kind words. Awesome, thanks. If you could email the recording, the audio dropped out. Yeah, that's fine. Dropped out in the middle there. Yeah, that's fine. I'll email you the recording. There was one other person that said the audio was funny as well, so I can email it to you as well. Anyone else got any other questions? Seems all good. Well, thanks for your time, boys. Nice short, sharp one tonight. Only went for 25 minutes, which is good. 22 minutes, I think. Hope this info helps. Keen to do this second week. Hope you guys absolutely smash it and get some awesome results. And make sure at the end of the week you let us know what your results were. And we love hearing about it. We love getting feedback from the program, what you find was easy, what you found was hard, what worked for you, what didn't. That way we can improve it. Yeah. Thanks very much for your time. We'll talk to you boys soon. Cheers.